guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be taking you along on one of my gym sessions. So I am 10.5 weeks out from my pro debut with the WBFF, and I'm in the final week of my training block. So this session is going to be intense, hopefully. We've got RDLs, 1 and 1/4, dead already. Reverse lunges, hip thrusts, everything. So it's mainly a hamstring and glute workout. So welcome to the PT Center. For those who don't know, I am a gym owner. So we have 2 locations. This is one of them. This is our Beresfield location. So as you can see, there is nobody here at the moment. We are by appointment only, so we only do PTs and classes. So in between that time, the gym is free. So I'm gonna really be able to talk you guys through my session, give you the exercise cues that I would give if I was coaching a client through this session, and just really take you guys along with me in this session. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it. Okay, if you guys have never tried a Copenhagen hold, give it a go. So it is an adductor exercise, so your inner thigh muscles. So my program says 30-second hold. 30-second hold is more than enough. So basically you want to start with your knee on the bench. Rest your elbow underneath your shoulder, and then you're going to come up and you're just squeezing your inner thighs together, really making sure your hips are fully extended and try to stay in that nice straight line. And already, like, this is so hard. Oh my God, why? Okay, so the first exercise that I'm doing is a Barbell Romanian. So it's 6 1 and 1/4 reps and then 6 full reps. So absolute killer. Now with your Romanian deadlifts, one of the main things that I always see girls make the mistake of doing is not keeping their ribs stacked on top of their hips. So you can see at the moment I'm really making sure that my torso is nice and in line, and I'm not tucking back like this through my hips. Okay, so what that does, as soon as I tip my hips back like this and let my rib cage flare, my core is off. What happens in an RDL if you let that happen is you start to feel that load in your lower back. Okay, so obviously we're trying to keep all the load in our hamstrings and glutes, so you want to really think about the rib cage being stacked on top of the hips, and then from there, that's where you're initiating that hinge movement. So no matter what weight I plan on doing with any of my barbell movements, I always start with an empty bar. Doesn't matter if I plan on lifting 20 kilos, 200 kilos. Never lifted 200 kilos in my life, but you get what I mean. Now, because I do have relatively good range with my RDLs, I do like to stand on top of a 10 kilo or 15 kilo plate, just because as soon as I put some plates on, obviously that is going to limit my range. So standing on top of a plate gives me that range. I do see quite often ladies standing on a plate, but they're actually not getting past the plate, so there's literally no point. If you're not getting the depth, there's no point in standing on the plate, so you can just stand on the normal ground. So because I'm going to be doing 1-on-1 quarter reps, I'm going to start practicing them from this warm-up set. From memory, I'll have to have a look at my app, but I think I did 50 kilos last week, so I'd be happy with 55 this week. Cool, it feels really easy today. So let's jack some weight up. Jack some weight up? What does that mean? Jack some weight on the bar. Chuck some weight on the bar. I don't know. So for 90% of my exercises, I'm always aiming to get stronger each week. So normally with my barbell lifts, like 2.5, 5 kilo increase each week is the goal. With dumbbells, obviously increasing by 1 kilo if that's possible with the dumbbells. Sometimes you'll find with more isolation exercises, it's a little bit harder to increase your weights each week. That's when I like to add extra reps, slow down the tempo, but the goal is to not do the same weights week in, week out. My training blocks are anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks. This one was 6 weeks. So yeah, I've been on these exercises for quite a while. I do make sure I start quite light in weeks 1 and 2, so it gives me that room to progress, and there is that progression with my training. Now that it is getting a little bit heavier, I definitely like to use straps with RDLs. My glutes and hamstrings are definitely stronger than my grip strength. And if you don't use straps, that's the thing that you're really focusing on, and it takes away from you focusing on the actual movement and thinking about hamstrings and glutes. So if you don't use straps, use straps. I'm gonna go 55, and then that is now, this is when I will start my working set, so they will obviously just warm-ups. Where's all the clips in this damn place? Give me a second. So I have a lot of 1-on-1 quarter rep ranges in this program. So basically the quarter, you're repeating the hardest portion of the movement in that quarter range. So it's just a way to add intensity to an exercise without having to increase the load. So it's bloody hard. I do it also on a leg press. 6 1-on-1 quarter leg press and then 6 full reps on a leg press is ridiculous, but I've really been enjoying it. Australians will understand winter. So now reverse lunge from a 15 centimeter deficit. So standing on the 15 kilo plate. Last week I did 14 kilos. Lucky I have 15 kilo dumbbells here. That's gonna be so fucking heavy, man. Oh. I'm gonna use straps for these as well because it's 12 reps on each side. So they're bound to get heavy pretty quickly. Oh. As you can tell, I'm very dramatic when I train. It's just so hard. Like, with any single leg exercises, especially when I'm going quite heavy, I do like to rest in between each leg, just so I'm not fatigued on the other leg. Most of my training at the moment is only 3 sets, and I am so here for it. But only being 3 sets, I obviously have to make sure that those 3 sets are really hard, and I do that by making sure I'm selecting weights that are challenging for that rep range. And with my compounds, I am doing a couple of warm-ups, so they are separate from my actual working sets, and my working sets are, you know, really hard, challenging sets. And it requires me to rest like this, starfish on the ground. Second last exercise, yes, is barbell hip thrusts. And truth be told, I literally despise hip thrusts. Like, I hate them as an exercise. They're just annoyingly hard, and just like, I feel like if I go over 60 kilos, my quads just start to take over no matter what I do, no matter if I play around with my technique. But one thing to note, just because you don't feel a certain exercise perfectly in the muscle that you're trying to, it doesn't mean that muscle's not working. Now, as long as your technique is perfect, your positioning is correct, you're still going to be working that muscle. So for example, you know, myself in a hip thrust, sometimes I don't feel it as much in my glutes, but I know looking at my positioning, looking at my technique, I am working my glutes. So I've just got to put up with a little bit of a quad burn sometimes and just try and make sure my technique is as optimal as I possibly can. So that's just something to note, because I do get that a lot from clients, like, oh, I didn't feel it in my hamstrings, I didn't feel it in my glutes. Yes, most of the time we do want that, you know, that really good mind to muscle connection, but sometimes it's not perfect, and that's totally okay. So I did 95 last week, so I'm just gonna go for 100, and honestly, I'm just gonna chuck 100 on there. I'm not even gonna warm up because I just wanna get it over and done with. I'm already warm, I've done enough exercises to be warm, so let's see how we go. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. My camera died. Whatevs. Didn't get to see the last exercise. I don't have an explanation other than I am an idiot. But I finished off with GHD, back extensions, 3 sets, 25 reps. Yes, I did not stutter. 25 reps. My hair is just wild today. And now I'm at home, and you guys missed out. But I just had my post workout meal, and it is actually from, it's actually a meal prep company type of vibe, whatever it's called, from this company, Food for Fitness. It was a nasi goreng, I believe. Absolutely delicious. Hit the spot. And now I'm about to have my post-meal snack, because I always feel like something sweet after I eat lunch or dinner. So I always the literally popped out of the toaster. I always make sure I plan for it. So I'm gonna have this English muffin, just literally an English muffin, a half, prep things, and some Biscoff. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace, apparently.